Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thank you so much for dropping by. In California, it's morning time, so I'm rising and shining. And thank you all so much for joining in. What a way to start the day, to take in healing, life energy, to fill ourselves up with energy, and then go throughout the day and in an enjoyable way do good, serve, contribute, fill, and then extend. Receive love, extend love. That's how I try to live every day. Namaste, Malin. Thanks for dropping by. So, um, anyone new to this practice, what am I talking about? Receiving energy. And well, it's very simple. Please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor, hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. Sit with an upright posture, somewhere between slouched and very tense, just a nice straight back, not leaning against a chair if you can. And then close your eyes and begin to observe your body, having the will, the intention to take in good healing energy. If you have a particular religious or spiritual belief, you can say a prayer asking for blessing, healing, connection to the sacred. And then the practice is very simply to observe your body, taking in good energy. So we'll do this, be mostly in silence for a couple minutes, just taking in good energy. Noticing what you feel. Continuously coming back to observing the body and observing the body with the intention to absorb healing life energy. Taking in the good. So please do continue to tune in. I'm gonna every now and then read a couple of quotes of Bruno Groening's that we can not only start off our day taking in good energy, but we can start off our day reflecting on what I consider to be the truth, Bruno's teachings. And so here's a quote from Bruno. Man is not free. He cannot do anything freely. He may not even think freely. He has indeed been misaligned to a hypnotic state. And suggesting means that one person can suggest something to or away from someone else. When a child is ill, the mother says that it must not do this or that. Or no, when I get up and I go downstairs, I can't do it. I may not go fast. I may not climb the stairs, and I may not do much. May not do this nor that, nor one more thing. Man suggests to himself his own suffering. Not only that, but he does it to his fellow human beings as well. So, how many times a day do we say negative things to ourselves? I can't do this. I have this problem. I'll never this. This won't go well. Bruno Groening's pointing out that our thoughts are infinitely more powerful than we recognize, and that we literally do violence to ourselves with our thoughts, hurt ourselves, limit ourselves. So let's really reflect on this and reflect on what kind of thoughts we want to be taking in, as opposed to, I can't do this, I can. I have this illness. No, I have a healing in progress. Oh no, things aren't going to work out. Replace that with everything will work out. Those are some of the ones I do. Please reflect. Please reflect on how you think and how you want to think. A lot of these thoughts are habitual. And Bruno speaks about that. And so, what are the new habits we want to create, specifically habits of thought? For me, the thought I am most seeking to drive in right now to become a habit is everything is going to be okay. And Bruno has everything handled. Those are two thoughts that I'm just repeating and thinking on all day long to the best of my ability. You can ask. Bruno once said, when you have a negative thought, give it away and ask for a good thought. So if the thoughts I'm suggesting don't feel right or don't feel true to you, then even if they do, you can give away negative thoughts and ask for a good thought. Bruno Groening says that we've been hypnotized by untrue thoughts. We've been put in a hypnotic state by other people, and then we do it to ourselves. That's some sad news, but the good news is it can be undone through taking in this energy, through taking in good thoughts. Through these negative thoughts, Bruno says we become misaligned, which is very interesting because one of the meanings of Einstellen, the German word that's translated as tuning in, is actually alignment or to align. So when we Einstellen, we're not just tuning in to God, we're aligning with God, aligning with the energy of God. Ultimately, Bruno calls us to check and look into every thought. That can sound a bit daunting, so we just start one thought at a time. Is this thought true? Is this thought good? Is this thought helpful? If it is, we keep it. If not, please give it away and ask for a good one. Hmm. Oh, Arcantor, thank you. The noun Einstellung means attitude. Mhm. Yes. I would just combine the two and say what we're cultivating is an attitude of alignment with God, an attitude of attunement. Thank you. I didn't know that. Einstellung. Hmm. That's amazing. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read a little. This is the short version is that before what I'm about to read, and this is from Powers of the Spirit, page 106. Mm, and one of his friends, Mr. Bavai, who was very close to Bruno, um, had um, inwardly thought, I want to become like Bruno and I want to take on other people's illnesses. And then at a certain point, Bruno said, "What's up with you there, dear friend? Why are you sitting there motionless like that? Just stand up." Mr. Bavai responded, I can't move. Grinning seriously and forcefully. So then, Bava, you can't move anymore. Yet again, out of compassion, you have carelessly decided to take it upon yourself to remove evil, illness from someone else. And now you can't get rid of it. Just thank God I am here and can help. Otherwise, you would remain paralyzed for the rest of your life. How many times have I already told you? Neither you nor anyone else may dare to make the attempt. An attempt is a temptation to imitate what I do. Even if they should do it in good faith and in good will, it ends up leading not to salvation but to disaster. Only someone who has specifically received the task of helping other human beings from God receives the gift they need for this while they are still in the cradle. The spiritual healing only comes about when the evil and thus the suffering is not just taken away, but burnt up by the divine power and so dissolved away. Only then is it rendered permanently harmless. Everything else just leads to an amplification of the evil, since the person who had it originally still has it, while the other person who has compassion picks it up because they suffer too out of sympathy. And so, friend Babai, I say yet again, do not do anything like this ever again. Wow, this is very timely um, for two reasons. In a meeting or so yesterday, I talked about how all of us are in this process of becoming instruments of God and servants of God. And in my belief, to become more and more like Bruno and like Christ. And, and um, we have to be very, very, very mindful of where we are on the path. Part of what Bruno Groening did is he took on people's illnesses. And as he points out right here, that was a task that was given to him. So we need to be very mindful that we are on the what I would say we're on the path of becoming more Christ-like, more like Bruno, becoming an instrument of God and servant of God. And we also need to honor where we are and honor common sense. So let's sit with that for a little bit. I'm just completely blown away. Before this meeting, I was guided so strongly to read from this book, Powers of the Spirit, which I just did. But I didn't know which page to read. I just opened it at randomly. And then Arkantor's comment, Jesus said, "Observe how I am, and you will become like me." And I read that, and I wasn't sure how to respond. And I opened this book, and this topic is so dear to me. This um, process of becoming more and more like Bruno, more and more like Christ. And we also need to have common sense about us. And we need to let Bruno and Christ guide that journey. Wow. I've experienced a lot of synchronicities, and yeah, Arkantor wrote, "Wow, all is connected." I've experienced a lot of synchronicities, but that was I literally bumped my foot on this book so hard that I couldn't ignore it right before the meeting started. So thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Bruno. And thank you to everyone who dropped by today. And wow. So let's spend a little time asking for anyone in our lives who needs some of this energy, because we're not just receivers, we're also senders. Bruno said, "Just as I am a big sender, you are a little sender." So we can send this energy too, just like Bruno, just maybe not as much yet. So let's ask for anyone in our lives who maybe needs some extra support. Really believing. I'm just speechless with the synchronicity of what happened. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining in. And we'll be doing this again, I believe, around 1 o'clock today. 1 o'clock my time. I'd like to close with some words of Bruno's. He who busies himself with work, which I understand to mean the divine work or spiritual work, will and doesn't give up will finish it. And he who works with his illness will complete that as well. So let's work with God, and let's dedicate this day to the divine work, to our growth, healing, and awakening, and to the growth and healing awakening of everyone and everything. Let's believe in our lives and in everyone's life and in this life of this whole planet and the triumph of good over evil. Said very simply, the end of all suffering and all problems. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. Take care. Much love.